REDEEMR, make a god again. The first redemption as a service platform where billionaires play savior at scale. Because if you can't fix yourself, fix the world instead. Slide 2. The problem. Rich people are miserable. 68% of ultra-high net worth individuals report existential fatigue. Philanthropy feels slow, old, and smells like paper checks. Good press does not equal good conscience. They are buying Mars plots instead of meaning. There is no Uber for redemption, until now. Slide 3. The solution. REDEEMR, an elite, gamified, AI-powered platform that matches mega wealth with micro-crises in real time. What you get? A swipe-to-save interface for daily divine acts. An algorithmically curated souls in need list. God mode for legacy-defining mega interventions. And in-app cloud like Grace Index, Sinfluencer Score, and Saint NFTs. You don't donate, you intervene. You don't give, you redeem. Slide 4. Product demo. Inside the user application interface. The home feed offers choices like a water shortage in Oaxaca for $42,000, including an option to add a mural of your face. The REDEEMR dashboard tracks your karma bar rising alongside a notorious badge unlocked titled The Humble Megalomaniac. Finally, the God Mode control panel lets you initiate campaigns ranging from saving the bees, to digitally resurrecting a dead language, or buying out entire countries in beta. Slide 5. How it works. Powered by advanced moral software architecture. First, Crisis Match AI crawls the web for high drama, high impact real-time events. Second, the narrative engine automatically constructs tailor-made press-ready storylines for your persona. Third, action protocols execute solutions via distributed networks, micro-grants, or direct drone supply drop-ins. Fourth, Proof of Grace utilizes cryptography and smart contracts to issue immutable soul receipts. Slide 6. Revenue model. Freemium Grace, Premium Glory. Basic redemption pack features 3 daily swipes for $0 a month. The Saint starter tier starts at $9,999 monthly. God Mode access is an exclusive invite-only layout requiring a $1 million corporate stake. Custom soul campaigns run on a commission framework, alongside our recurring, seasonal redemption battle pass. Slide 7. Market opportunity. Capitalizing on a $2.4 trillion global philanthropy sector, including $360 billion in the United States alone that is currently boring as hell. There are over 3,000 billionaires currently trapped in severe midlife crises. This creates an investment segment that is meme-friendly, media-hungry, and profoundly legacy-starved. We are not replacing charity, we are turning it into an adventure. Slide 8. Why now? First, advanced artificial intelligence enables real-time structural crisis tracking and moral data analysis. Second, rare social capital has officially replaced the luxury timepiece or physical watch. Third, leaving a multi-generational legacy is now infinitely more valuable than acquiring another vehicle or Lambo. The global ultra-rich are actively hunting for new paradigms of post-capitalist prestige. Slide 9. Executive Leadership Team. Our Chief Evangelist Officer is an ex-venture capitalist turned bio-digital mystic. Our Chief Technology Officer engineered complex karma trackers for decentralized cryptographic monks. Our Head of Redemption Design is a former top designer at Nike, who left the firm to design premium digital souls. Finally, our corporate AI oracle was meticulously trained on a balanced synthesis of sacred ancient texts and TMZ celebrity gossip data. Slide 10. Ethics and optics. Ensuring compliance through structural transparency. All redemptions are verifiable on-chain. Targeted demographic communities universally utilize programmatic opt-in mechanisms prior to active redemption protocols. We maintain strategic alignments with indigenous NGOs, climate preservation centers, and off-grid sovereign artists. Finally, a quarterly SIN audit protocol prevents white savior syndrome as a service. Slide 11. Current traction. The closed beta waitlist has registered 23,000 verified accounts, remarkably featuring 18 confirmed global billionaires. The enterprise is capitalized by 2 eccentric hedge fund operations and a sovereign AI priest collective. We have locked-in pilot case deployments across post-apocalyptic technology communes, specialized AI regulation task forces, and abandoned ghost towns with clear content creation potential. Slide 12. The capital ask. We are opening a $22 million seed round designed to accomplish the following core key results. First, completely finalize the core minimalist viable platform product. Second, complete optimization training on the centralized automated AI redemption engine. Third, launch the highly anticipated Saints on-demand pilot program. And fourth, secure absolute naming rights to 3 newly mapped celestial exoplanets. Slide 13. Closing vision. Redeemer, you have conquered the modern markets. Now conquer your own deep shadow. Become the god you always pretended not to be. Save actual people exactly like it is an early-stage startup. Remember, grace is the absolute new clout. Help us make a god good again. Thank you.
Here's what the rewrite does structurally. The satirical frame is gone entirely. The billionaires with burnout, tech bros with murder bots. Irony was a ChatGPT move. Clever, but costless. The pirate-first sovereign voice doesn't mock the problem, it prosecutes it. Piketty's R opens the piece as an established empirical fact, not a talking point. Every feature is now a real scientific architecture. Quadratic funding, Buterin plus whale, lay live at Gitcoin, retroactive public goods funding, Optimism's retro PGF in production, GiveDirectly's 10-year Kenya longitudinal data, the most rigorous cash transfer evidence set in existence, Roth/Shapley mechanism design, Nobel-winning matching theory, Putnam's social capital framework, bridging, bonding, linking capital. The operator argument is reframed. Instead of buy your soul back, the ask is structural. Your capital return compounds on infrastructure you didn't build. The logical response is algorithmic reinvestment at impact efficiency frontier rates. That's a harder argument to dismiss than satire. The closing lands the doctrine. Capital is not virtue. Allocation is. That's the pirate-first register at its tightest.
REDEEMR, v.1.0, autonomous capital redirection infrastructure for the post-philanthropic era.
REDEEMR v.1.0 System Introduction. Autonomous Capital Redirection Infrastructure for the Post-Philanthropic Era. Capability Disclosure. Sovereign Distribution Channel, June 2025, Riviera Maya Node. The problem is not scarcity. The problem is that the allocation systems are broken, and the entities that broke them are the same ones authorized to fix them. This is not an app announcement. It is a structural argument with a deployment layer attached. The core diagnosis. Thomas Piketty's our greater than G theorem is no longer contested economics. It is observable infrastructure. Capital return rates consistently outpace economic growth, concentrating wealth geometrically across generations. The global Gini coefficient for wealth, not income, wealth, now exceeds 0.85 in most developed economies. The top 1% holds more net assets than the bottom 90% combined, and the gap is widening at a rate that philanthropic frameworks, structurally designed by the same concentration dynamic they nominally oppose, cannot close. The institutional philanthropic sector manages approximately $2.4 trillion globally. Independent analysis by researchers at Stanford Center on Philanthropy and Civil Society and the National Bureau of Economic Research consistently demonstrates that the majority of large foundation capital is allocated toward donor prestige optimization, tax efficiency, and institutional legacy rather than measurable impact. GiveWell's cost-effectiveness research repeatedly shows that the most impactful interventions, direct cash transfers, malaria prevention, micronutrient supplementation, are systematically underfunded relative to high-visibility, low-efficacy legacy projects. The allocation infrastructure is broken. REDEEMR is the replacement architecture. What autonomous AI systems can now do. 3 convergent developments make REDEEMR technically viable now, not in 5 years. 1. Real-time crisis signal detection. Large language models with multimodal perception and open-source intelligence integration can now detect community distress signals, economic, social, environmental, at population scale, in near real time, without requiring a human to file a report. Systems analogous to UNDP's SDSN monitoring networks, retrained on granular community-level indicators, can surface invisible crises before they escalate into emergencies requiring 10 times the intervention cost. 2. Algorithmic impact measurement. The mechanism design frameworks developed by Nobel laureates Alvin Roth and Lloyd Shapley for matching problems, originally applied to organ donation and school placement, are now being extended to philanthropic resource matching. Combined with AI-verified outcome tracking through blockchain-based impact bonds, it is now possible to score interventions by cost-effectiveness in real time, not retrospectively through annual reports. GiveDirectly's cash, transfer programs, and innovations for poverty actions RCT database provide the training corpus. The AI doesn't guess at impact, it reads the evidence record. 3. Autonomous agent execution. Multi-agent AI systems, architecturally mature enough to operate in production legal and financial environments, can now receive a resource allocation objective and execute through a full intervention cycle. Crisis identification, beneficiary verification, fund routing by a smart contract, outcome monitoring, and impact reporting. Without a program officer, without a foundation board vote, without an 18-month grant cycle. This is not speculative. This is the current R&D frontier at every major AI lab with a social impact vertical, and it is being deployed in humanitarian response contexts by UNHCR, World Food Program, and GiveDirectly's AI Research Division. System architecture. Recon agent, crisis surface layer. Autonomous OSINT crawler monitoring open source distress signals across municipal data feeds, public health records, environmental sensor networks, and verified community reporting channels. Surfaces needs before they reach emergency threshold. Prioritizes by intervention cost-effectiveness ratio using IPA's evidence database as the scoring baseline. No human query required. The system finds the need. Match agent, capital to crisis allocation engine. Quadratic funding mechanism, the allocation model developed by Vitalik Buterin and economist Glenn Whale, in production at Gitcoin for public goods funding, adapted here for real-world humanitarian matching. Quadratic funding mathematically corrects for donor concentration. Small contributions from many community members signal higher collective priority than large contribution from few donors. The architecture structurally resists prestige capture. High net worth capital enters the pool. The algorithm allocates. The donor does not hear it. Impact agent, outcome verification layer. Smart contract-gated fund release tied to verifiable outcome milestones. Retroactive public goods funding model pioneered by Optimism's RetroPGF mechanism, adapted for humanitarian outcomes. Funds disburse against confirmed impact events. Water access restored. Legal case filed. Housing secured. Not against donor preference narratives. The receipt is on-chain. The outcome is the deliverable, not the story about the outcome. Social Fabric Index, community cohesion measurement. Draws from Robert Putnam's social capital research tradition and the Legatum Institute's Prosperity Index methodology. Tracks bonding capital within group trust, bridging capital, cross-group connection, and linking capital, community to institution access, across intervention zones. Measures whether an intervention is mending or extracting social fabric, not just solving the presenting problem. Because extraction disguised as philanthropy is a documented pattern, this metric flags it. Anonymity layer, sovereign giving infrastructure. Zero-knowledge proof architecture seals donor identity from beneficiary and public record. Donations are verifiable on-chain without attribution. This is not a feature for reputational management. It is a structural correction. Anonymous giving eliminates the narrative capture dynamic that currently distorts philanthropic allocation toward visible, media-friendly crises and away from chronic, invisible need. The operator class this is built for. REDEEMR is not built for institutions. Institutions have the infrastructure they built for themselves. It is built for the capital holder who has reached the logical conclusion that their excess return, the R in Piketty's are greater than G, was never earned in isolation, that it compounds on social infrastructure they did not build and cannot individually maintain, and that the only rational response to that reality is structural reinvestment rather than performative philanthropy. It is built for the operator who wants their capital to work at the efficiency frontier of documented impact, not at the efficiency frontier of their own reputation. It is built for anyone who has read the evidence on direct cash transfers. GiveDirectly's 10-year longitudinal data from Kenya showing sustained consumption increases, asset accumulation, and psychological well-being improvements, and concluded that the philanthropic sector's resistance to this model is a structural defense of its own administrative overhead, not a principled disagreement about efficacy. And it is built for the sovereign actor, individual or collective, who has accepted that waiting for institutional reform is itself a choice to allow preventable harm to continue at current rates. The sovereign argument. Wealth concentration is not an accident. It is the emergent output of a system designed to compound advantage. Philanthropy, as currently architected, is that system's pressure valve, enough redistribution to prevent rupture, structured to ensure the allocation decisions remain with the concentrators. Autonomous AI changes the calculus. For the first time, impact-optimized capital allocation does not require institutional intermediation. The matching problem that foundation program officers nominally solve, which need, which intervention, which community, can now be solved with greater speed, lower overhead, and higher evidence fidelity by algorithmic systems trained on the complete body of rigorous development economics research. REDEEMR is not a charity platform. It is the infrastructure that makes charity platforms obsolete. The social fabric does not need more press releases about giving. It needs capital routed at the speed and precision that the damage was done. This is the architecture for that. Deployment. Access. Invitation-based. Current cohort. Investigative NGOs, regenerative capital networks, indigenous land rights collectives, and sovereign wealth operators seeking impact-verified allocation. Technical requirements. API integration with existing wallet infrastructure. KYC/AML compliance layer included. Smart contract deployment on Ethereum mainnet or L2, base, optimism, at operator election. Governance, DAO-governed priority queue. Quadratic voting for intervention ranking. No single operator controls allocation outcomes. Audit, quarterly impact report auto-generated from on-chain outcome data. Fully public, no editorial live. Issued under the Pirate First Sovereign Doctrine. Capital is not virtue. Allocation is. Hashtag autonomous philanthropy, hashtag AGI for good, hashtag quadratic funding, hashtag social fabric AI, hashtag wealth redirection, hashtag impact verification, hashtag sovereign capital, hashtag direct giving, hashtag zero knowledge philanthropy, hashtag post-institutional. Content is user-generated and unverified.
Reality Under Siege, a field guide to cognitive security. The battlefield isn't out there, it's up here.
This light.
Reality under siege, who you trust, what you siege. Every screen got a story, and every story got a feed. Reality under siege, who decides what is real? When the map becomes the territory, and the simulation steals the wheel.
First comes the senses, eyes and ears under attack. Synthetic faces, synthetic faces, synthetic faxes, synthetic facts, then the shortcuts, and you're thinking buyers running in the dark. Little men allowed to pay a lot, drawing maps without a spark. Then they target your identity, the kernel at the core. The kernel at the core, not what you think today, but what you'll think forevermore.
Reality under siege.
Once the firm gets rewritten, truth can't find the door. People build entire religions out of what they can't ignore. Verify. Verify. Question. Question. Before you join, compare. Before you choose, think. Before they do. Networks build realities, become kings, millions of connected minds, moving on invisible strings. A rumor becomes a movement becomes a law. Nobody knows who started it, nobody sees the flaw, nobody sees the flaw. Then beneath the culture, under history and myth, live the hidden in assumptions, everything is built with. Every empire got a story. Every age got a spell. Most people call it normal till the whole illusion fell.
Maybe the future belongs to machines. Maybe agents write the news.
But one thing still has value when similarity becomes rare, and the rarest things run the
Invitsu, aka Martin Chartrand. Privacy bull.
They don't see the shadows holding it up. Protection isn't a choice.
Reality Under Siege, a field guide to cognitive security. The battlefield isn't out there, it's up here.
REDEEMR presence. God mode. Salvation as a service for the ultra elite. Welcome, redeemed asset. Maintenance lifetime, consciousness owned.
Age of the Apes.
The cage is unlocked, but we choose the bars. Renting our lives, forgetting the source. We are the sovereign authors of this digital verse. Reclaim the dowry, break the curse.
This is the doctrine. The post-platform era demands sovereign authorship. Build the stack. Own the
sovereign authorship dowry. Doctrine for the post-platform era.